Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thanks a lot for joining me here today. I'm going to do a breakdown on salary cap lineups, what the meta sort of is right now building one, and what I am doing with my own salary cap team. So first of all, we're going to go take a look at what I would describe as kind of the meta salary cap lineup. And I've got one set up, and you can kind of see from it the sort of different changes that you can make. So first of all, I'd say the defense is definitely the New England Patriots playbook is the meta, just because it has the 3-4 and the 1-4-6 dime. Those are the two defenses you're definitely going to see the most of online. Some people run some nickel and some different things, but in salary cap, that is definitely the meta that you are seeing. So I put three pretty decent wide receivers out there, tanked the O-line, essentially, like we see here, and no good tight ends either. And the QB as well, it's just 85 Mahomes. You know, different people have different opinions in that, same with like a Patrick Brady. The reason that I'm doing that is because I have this Bo Jackson with his abilities all activated basically on him, so that's why he's so much cap. We have those arm bars and those special abilities that you kind of want on him. That's a run heavy defense, that or offense rather. That's the way that a lot of people are going about it. Having those three good wide receivers in Bo Jackson and a decent quarterback who can make some throws and not really spending anything on their O-line is really the meta, because people will try to run at you, see how that goes, and if they can just keep running the ball, they will. And if they need to pass it, they'll make some passes, or there'll be people who have more of a passing approach. But generally, running the ball is what you're seeing in salary cap. You have to be able to stop that to even see what kind of passing offense they're going to run. Personally, I pass the ball a fair amount, though. Definitely at least more than 50% of the time, anyway. And on defense here, what people are doing a lot is having two good middle linebackers and two decent safeties. So you've got Tillman and Amos. A lot of times people would go with the next level of Tillman, the level 20 Tillman actually is where they'd want, because then he gets the enforcer. And this lineup, because I have Bo Jackson active, you don't see Tillman active. If they do, then they'll have to even tank both their offense even more or their defense completely, which is kind of ridiculous just to have both of those abilities active. So what we're really seeing is either Bo Jackson active with the arm bars abilities, or Pat Tillman active with the enforcer, which you need him at level or tier 20. So I believe he gets that ability. And then he basically replaces it, and it's the inverse, and all your cap would be spent on him effectively, right? It's just switching it up, and then you have a little bit more room, too, to upgrade your quarterback if you put Enforcer in there, or another wide receiver, whatever you want to do there. It's a slight difference, but you're still going about 90 cap overall, and then with Bo Jackson, because he's 90 cap for his ability, and then 45 cap, so he's an extra, so you basically gain about 40 cap there that you can either help out on defense or whatever. And then you can see here I've also actually got three decent CBs, and in the 3-4 I could even put you could do a lot of different things. You could put Pat Tillman into the box actually out of dime, and then have Tuggle off the line with Shazier there as well with Tillman, and then put Ward at one of the free safety. You know what I mean? You just really move around those guys and give yourself some different options and some different looks with those three decent CBs. And then I have this Fletcher Cox, who's about 20 cap there, a decent, DT who just kind of eat tackle in the middle of the field and help you out in run support as well as the only other place. But you could also drop some cap there if you want to just totally tank your D line, which people are definitely doing, and even dropping another CB. People will do that to try to just get the extra cap anywhere they will. I mean, kickers are really appropriately capped this year, where you can just use whatever guys kind of in 10 and 12 cap there. It's not a big deal. And you see I'm at 750. I haven't put in my two flex players, so there's easily another 22 cap right there, right? We just drop into 10 guys, and you've got a little bit of room here from what I'm showing you. You can see the mobility basically if you want to add some extra wide receivers, but most people are putting Holt and Jerry Rice out there, or Harrison, those guys are a lot of the wide receivers you're seeing. I think Marquise Brown's a decent kind of budget guy, though I think you could find a better one. 32 cap's a little high. Maybe, I'm not sure what the John Ross is. He might be another one who's just a nice third fast wide receiver who can generally hold on to the ball for you. So now what I'm going to show you here is that's all that stuff is the meta. So basically, like I said, you're either committing huge cap to Bo Jackson or you're committing huge cap to Tillman to help you stop Bo Jackson, because that's basically what you're seeing in the meta. So it's going one way or the other, how you want to play, what you need to do. But for me, my lineup is a little different here. So I'm going with a 3-4 kind of lineup. It could totally be the Patriots playbook. I think I might have the Bears set up right now. And offense is just generally too, however you run it. If you're running heavy, then maybe you don't need those wide receivers at all, and just whatever playbook you feel comfortable using. Now, we're in my lineup here. Now, what I've done, though, is I've committed... I'm doing a lot of off-meta stuff with my salary cap lineup and having mixed success. It's weird. I'll go on 10-game runs, then I'll go 5-5. It's terrible that way. But so the way that I'm doing here is I've got high-end guys pretty much at the O-line, and for some reason this Paredes, he's only 28 and takes no cap with that superstar. A lot of superstar abilities are so much, but he's only that, and I like having the ID of the mic. I like knowing exactly where my opponent's user is, so I know they can't get to certain spots or what they're doing. I like to try to take advantage of them there. Then I've got, it's just an 85 over there, and I've got Travis Kelce, good tight end, right? So I've put some cap into him. And for my receivers, I got Tyreek Hill, Terry Holt, and Marquise Brown, right? So I've got three. I've got Holt, who's super high end, and then Tyreek Hill, very good, one of the fastest, and then another fast receiver with Marquise Brown. But I feel like Hill's kind of falling off the meta. You see him still because he's sort of budget for that speed at 33 cap, and a good player and holds on to a lot of stuff. But you can see a lot of people not using him now. And only an 85 Patrick Mahomes. And where I'm using another one of my abilities, though, is with this Twitch Prime Jim Brown with 27 cap, and he's super cheap to get his freight train ability active as well. So he's kind of like a Bo Jackson Jr., sort of not as fast and doesn't have as good with the moves, but still very good. I can pound through with him a lot. I give him the ball a ton. He's very rarely fumbles for me, maybe once in 20 games does he even get a fumble, and I'm running the ball, fair amount, not quite half the time, but definitely every third play, maybe sometimes 2 out of 3 plays, depends how it's working for me. On defense here, the other side of the ball, kind of similar. We've got Shazier here, this Jesse Tuggle, Anthony Barr, and Telvin Smith, because I've got these outside linebackers and better linebackers, and then of course LT, who I moved to the line to pressure the quarterback. So I've got those guys there. That's it for run support, because then I've just got a tanked free safety, and then I've got Amos on the other side with Darius Slay and Jason McCourty and Denzel Ward again. So I moved Denzel Ward to the free safety spot, and I user him out of there, which is just the way that I like to rock my 3-4 kind of. So that works out really well for me, kind of giving that run support, having pretty decent guys there. I don't have much up front here except this 75 Derek Nanat. I think he just kind of fits in there. I could make up some cap there and maybe upgrade a wide receiver if I really wanted to. But he does well enough for me there, eating some tackles, eating some O-line, and helping me out there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, except the abilities I should go over as well. So I have LT lit up to help him get at the quarterback, and Amos has got his abilities on there, and neither one of those is dedicated a huge amount of cap. I think it's just 10 and 15 or something maybe LT is actually probably a bit more. 30 cap value for that one, so a bit more for him. I think it's only 8 for Amos. I could even look at downgrading somewhere, maybe adding the Acrobat ability. Just 8 cap for him with the tip drill on there. The Acrobat would probably be the better ability. I should definitely add that to him, but switching it up, it's not an option right now. I think I would have to definitely, I don't know where I would have to drop some. Yeah, he's only 13 cap actually. It's a good value for a 75 overall. I'm not sure where I would have to drop cap to get Acrobat on there as well, but I don't know if it's really worth it, because he's doing a good job for me right now out there. To be honest, I'm not even sure the tip drill is worth the 8 cap. Maybe. I mean, I do let him run free, so it could be, but it's tough to say at this point how often I really get it. It doesn't feel like that much, but I know if it does happen, I'm happy it's there. So that's my salary cap lineup. I'm I think ranked to just under. Let's go take a look, I guess. I think I'm ranked around 700 right now. I need to really make a push and start going on some more winning streaks. I go on winning streaks and then I go on losing streaks and do not as well. So I need to really focus and try to stay smart in here, and maybe I can make it into the top 300. 648 right now. If I can make it into the top 300 or 200, then I think I have a good chance of being in the top 8 or 16 or whatever it is for my console and making it into the club championship. So let me know how it's looking for you. If you think that you might be qualifying for the club series, what you're doing, what you think about my tips on the salary cap lineup, that's definitely what you're seeing out there, and what people are doing is running that Tillman or that Bo Jackson with their ability, and I'm going kind of a different way. So it's working out for me decently. I feel like I'm winning enough games, and it's never my personnel or my scheme when I'm losing. It's just execution. So I think that's where you want to be. Thanks a lot for checking out this video. Make sure you give it a like. I'm Time Bomb. I'll catch you guys later.